To be honest, I don't know if my husband Douglas watched any of the Housewives episodes.
I want to have more sex than Roman does. Trust me. He has a big ass penis and it's hard.
I hope not.
Hi, Joanna.
Hi.
How are you? Good.
I'm good.
So you're feeling good to get started, or do you have any questions?
Yeah, no, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready.
Great. So much has happened since we last saw you on Real Housewives of Miami. You have a baby now.
Now I have a baby. She is 6 months old. Amazing little girl, Asha Lee. She's changed my world.
I feel like on the show, we never heard you talk about having kids. So was this a happy surprise, like unexpected, or was this something that like as life went on, you really came to want this?
Well, on the show, I didn't really talk about children because I was at a point in my life where it was all about career, and I wanted to have a little bit of selfish time for myself. And I always, knew deep down if I do have kids, it would be later down the line. And that is why I chose to freeze my eggs about 5 years ago. She's like the love of my life. That probably the biggest accomplishment I would say till today is having my little daughter.
Oh, wow. So tell us about Douglas.
Douglas is a manly man. He is an amazing father. He's a great husband. He's an amazing cook. I have like 10 pounds I still have to lose after the baby, but because my husband loves to cook so much, that's not happening anytime soon. To be honest, I don't know if my husband Douglas watched any of the Housewives episodes. I hope not, because I wanted him to get to know me, how I am. With him. So honestly, he never mentioned to me if he did or not, but I hope he didn't, because life, as I said, changed so much for me, and I was in a different place in my life at that time. So he hasn't really seen that side of me. So I feel like if he watched it, he would be like, "Who's this person? I don't recognize this person." So it was Joanna in the good old days. Now I feel he probably would have not married that Joanna.
Oh.
That said, yeah.
Well, on the show, we heard a lot about your insatiable appetite for sex.
Yeah, I wish there was more action going on in this bedroom, but that's
me too.
Are you getting enough now?
I will say that Douglas is an amazing husband. Let's put it that way. So.
Perfect. Do you still have that fiery temper that made people sort of fall in love with you?
Now, move over.
Enough,
Move over
enough.
right now. Move the over. Look at your husband. I'm sorry, Mike said no to you. Really? You bitch!
Well, I'm sure I have that little fiery temper somewhere in me, but Douglas's friends and family, they're good people, humble people. They're not sitting at the dining room table having dinner and causing big arguments. And I don't surround myself with people like that also. But I'm sure if somebody said the wrong thing to me, I'm sure I have a little bit of a temper.
How is your sister Marta doing?
My sister Marta is doing amazing. She's living in Pennsylvania with her husband, Marco. And, hopefully soon she's going to be extending her family, so our kids will be closer in age. So, a lot. I mean, it's amazing how much, years down the line, things have changed.
All right, walk us through what a day in the life of Joanna Krupa looks like now.
When I'm working, my life is totally different day to day, where it's hectic. Now it's a little bit more quiet because I'm home, but I'm also working on different projects where, as soon as I can travel again, I can start working on those. It's going to be interesting to see how it's going to be traveling with her and, working with her, being responsible with a little human being and, spending enough time with her, but also doing what mama does. But I would say in my life, things only happened for the better. And I've never realized when, friends would say, gosh, motherhood really changes you. I don't think I've ever smiled or laughed so much in my life since I've had her. I think that's why I'm just like so happy all the time, smiling. And maybe that's why she's just such a happy baby. But I can't wait to get back into, my at least somewhat normal routine of, work, because I do love that. But now I'll be able to bring my little partner in crime with me, so that makes it so much more fun.
Maybe one of the most iconic moments of Real Housewives in Miami was the fight between you and Adriana at Lisa's lingerie party.
Really? What have you done, Adriana? So what have you done, Adriana? What have you done?
I definitely was shocked. I was like, okay, what did I get myself into? This is not what I was expecting. And I won't lie, at that moment I got a little scared. I'm just like, what is this woman capable of?
Oh, really? You bitch! Are you serious?
So let's put that in the books. I'm not proud of that. After that moment, I was thinking, I'm like, okay, did I make a mistake?
Joe Francis caused a lot of drama for you.
Marta and Joanna.
Did you sleep with both of them?
Yes.
You're at he's telling people I slept with him?
Oh, and you gave me a in a movie theater.
Joanna. Stop, you stupid.
Any final words for him?
Nope, not at all. I really don't want to go back to that place and time. It was not a fun time. There was definitely a few times where I wanted to quit the show. Probably that moment and the last reunion were probably the toughest ones.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
People have told me that you have been a hooker, okay? I don't want to reveal my sources because unfortunately I'm a bigger person than she is.
Who was my pimp?
The problem with the girls in our show is like, I think we all had an issue with communication. Sometimes it was more about the competition of who gets, the limelight for that episode than just, communicating, having conversation. You could have dramatic moments. So I think because the communication wasn't good during the whole season, and by the time it came to that, everybody was just like a bomb. Everybody was just going at it, which is unfortunate, because maybe all of us would have been friends as opposed to more so enemies than some of the girls.
Yeah, because I remember at the reunion, it was your makeup artist and Lisa that also were kind of going at it.
No talent,
you two are
no money. No talent, no money.
You
no
have no
talent,
money. You're a
talent,
nobody.
no money.
You're a nobody.
25 years,
Bye.
no
Bye.
money,
Nobody
no
cares
talent.
about you.
No one cares about you either.
I have no idea. I'm telling you, there was something in the water, something in the energy. People were just, I don't know, people were just going crazy. I think it was just the energy, the pressure, as I said before, like maybe miscommunication, because they liked each other before. To me, it was not something that I was prepared for.
Aside from just the friendships with the women, I always am so fascinated by what it must be like for a couple to go on a show.
You know what? I mean, it definitely had some stress. At the end of the day, I don't think the show makes or breaks a relationship.
There were rumors in season 2 that Roman had cheated. There was the whole email scandal.
Something was telling me to check his emails, and I did, and I wish I didn't, because I found text messages back and forth and just flirted. I don't know.
And then you got that 3 a.m. phone call.
Somebody called me insinuating that Roman's making out with one of the girls at the club.
Looking back, do you feel differently about the situation?
Looking back, I mean, it's hard for me to look back because I don't care if whatever happened. And, I think maybe it was a little bit over exaggerated from my end, because at the end of the day, nobody knew exactly what happened. So to look back at it, it's kind of hard to put myself back into that situation.
So do you regret getting married to Roman?
I don't regret anything that I've done in my life. There may be some things that I've said in my life that I would regret. If I went back in time, I would not change anything.
Are you glad that you had your wedding on TV?
Yeah. At that moment in time, I was very happy that it was televised, and everything that I envisioned at that time came to reality. So of course, at that moment in life, it was fun.
Was there a point where you knew that Real Housewives of Miami wasn't coming back?
I kind of knew deep inside that it wouldn't, even if it did come back, I wouldn't come back. So when they did officially kind of cancel it, I was relieved, to be honest with you. Going back and watching the ways I acted, or the way I, the type of person that came out of me, At some moments, I was not proud of it, and I'm just like, this is not worth it for me. If it was a different cast, 100% I would do it. If it was Leah, Lisa, myself, Karen, even Anna, I would consider it, but I just felt that deep down in my heart, it just wasn't worth it.
Do you ever talk to Andy Cohen now?
You know what? There was a few times where we sent messages on Twitter. We don't talk on a regular basis, but anytime we do exchange messages on Twitter, he's the sweetest. He's accomplished so much success. It's amazing, and congratulations to him on his beautiful baby. So it's like it just seems everybody's life got a little better, and brought in some cute little kids. So it's amazing what 7 years can do.
Do you ever watch Real Housewives now?
I adore Denise Richards. She's a friend of mine. We've met a few years ago, and ever since she went on the Beverly Hills one, sometimes I see something on the internet, but I won't lie, I don't watch much reality TV lately. My husband, he's not a big reality person, and during the day I'm busy with my daughter. So really at nighttime, it's hubby and I watching things that we both enjoy watching.
So would you ever consider becoming a Real Housewife of Beverly Hills?
That's a tough question because my husband would probably never be a big fan of doing any reality. But hey, never say never.
I know you said that you are a fan of Denise Richards. You like her a lot. Have you followed the stuff that's happening in the news with her and Brandi Glanville?
She's not who she pretends to be.
I don't deserve this. That is a huge thing to say.
What could be that bad?
So they
Gosh, you know what? Like, I haven't. I mean, I spoke to Denise, and it's a subject I can't talk about because of certain situation. But her and I talk about different things, and it's unfortunate that she's going through some things. But yeah, that's all.
That's all you'll say. That's cool. All right. What is maybe the biggest lesson you learned from doing Real Housewives of Miami?
Think before you don't speak. I mean, you could still, be feisty, have fun, and be entertaining. But yeah, sometimes you gotta digest, because I'm a very passionate person. So sometimes I just say it instead of thinking about it. I'm going to be the first one to admit I'm not proud of some of the things I said, some of the things I did. I will take it as a big girl here, and I'm not going to make excuses for myself. That I've learned for sure.
I know you said that you don't regret doing the show, but if you knew everything that had happened would happen, would you redo it?
Oh gosh, honestly, at this moment, no, I wouldn't do it if I knew all that would have happened. But if you go 7 or 8 years ago, I probably would. If that makes any sense to you.
Yeah. Just the last question is just for me personally. How is it that you look exactly the same? Did you make a deal with the devil?
Oh my gosh, you are so sweet. Thank you so much. I think, it's the outdoor lighting, it's maybe motherhood, but that's very sweet. Thank you. But I mean, I definitely see things that have changed, but I think we are always our worst critics. I think I have a different outlook on life now, and I'm very happy. I definitely have never smiled so much in my life.